What's going on, guys? So in this video I'm going to talk about whether you should join the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines in no specific order. So right off the bat, I want to talk to you guys about why I decided to join the Army Reserves versus the Navy versus the Marines versus the Air Force versus even the National Guard. The simple two-part answer to this is, number one, I have always wanted to join the Army since I was younger and stuff like that. Number one, I wanted to be a cop for a while, but after that I wanted to join the Army, right? I didn't want to join the Marines, I didn't want to join the Air Force, I didn't want to join the Navy. Even though my dad was in the Navy, my grandpa was in the Coast Guard, my other grandpa was in the Air Force, I wanted to join the Army, right? So as far as I know, I think I'm the first person in my family to join the Army, followed by my little brother who's now in the Army. But that's the first reason, right? I didn't go to any other recruiter first. I went to the Army first. Now, before I went to the recruiter, I searched my job, right? If the Army didn't have the job I wanted, which was an IT job based in a certain field, then I was probably going to have to pick the Air Force. I don't want to pick the Navy because I get a little bit of seasick, and they don't see as much hand to hand. Not necessarily that any other branch is really specifically hand to hand, but you guys kind of know what I mean. Like, they're on the ocean, right? Personally, there's nothing against them or being Navy or whatever, but they don't like shoot weapons that like you do in the Army. Unless you're a SEAL or a combat MOS in the Navy, you don't like shoot. In the Army you do. And I didn't pick the Marines because no offense to any Marines or anything, but they're all basically just grunts, right? So the Marines is basically like a branch of the Navy, right? And it's kind of like just a big group of infantry. So that's it. I've always wanted to join the Army, and the Army had the job that I wanted. If they didn't have the job that I wanted, I probably would have picked the Air Force. Now, for those of you guys out there who hear all the time, the Air Force has such nice stuff. The Air Force this, the Air Force this, the Air Force that. They got really nice barracks. They got really nice freaking defects. They get treated the best. They get, whatever the best. That is completely true. Like, that is totally true, right? But on a side note, as a caveat to that, don't join the Air Force just because they get treated the best, right? Join the branch that is doing the best of what you want to do, right? So you got to look at yourself and be like, what do I want to accomplish in my life? What do I want to do? What do I want my career to be in the military, right? Whichever branch applies and, checks off the most boxes of what you want to do, pick that branch. And for me, that was completely the Army and the Army Reserves. The Army Reserves just did it for me. Like, it completes, just the little bit of freedom that I want to do my civilian career, but it also fulfills me still wanting to deploy, right? If I did active duty, I couldn't do the civilian things I want to do. I would get deployed, and then I would come back to do a military base and do some other things. And now I can get deployed, every few years, just like active duty people, and I can come home and do my civilian career. And as a programmer and stuff, I can, potentially even do a little bit while I'm deployed if I'm at a certain area where you can do stuff like that. So which branch should you pick? Pick whichever one, like I said, checks off the most boxes for you and what you want to accomplish. If you want to have nice stuff, if you don't want to see, a whole lot of, combat and stuff like that, you could be a pilot and stuff. But, if you want to do that, you want to have some nice, barracks, and you want to live the good life, go ahead and join the Air Force, right? People talk bad about them all the time for, whatever stuff. Their PT test is this, that, and the other, but they don't have the same physical demands as the Marines do, that the Army does, right? So why would they have the same standard? I don't understand why, but that's that route. If you love the ocean, and if you want to travel, in my opinion, to cooler and better places than any other branch, join the Navy, right? The Navy, unless you're in a submarine, they will port at all of these different places, and you'll get to see more of the world than any other branch, and I get that understanding from my friends that are in the Navy and my grandpa and dad who are in the Navy, who have been to so many countries, or at least just, you know, spent a little bit of time there, whether it was just like a day or two, but you will literally get to see the world if you join the Navy. So if that is like your main objective and you kind of like the ocean and you want to do that, and you're not all big on, you know, shooting guns and all, you know, hua, like let's go out and kill some people, then the Navy is probably right for you. If all you want to do is just go out and just kill some people and just, you know, kill ISIS and just knock out some, I don't know, walls and stuff, go ahead and join the Marines or join infantry or join special forces, right? Or if you want to, I don't know, have a combat maybe oriented job, and, you know, also do your little actual job, so that, like, then join the Army, right? There's like 160 something jobs in the Army. Not all of them are combat jobs. A lot of them, most of them, are support MOSs. So if that sounds like you, if you want to have the potential for combat, if you want to deploy, if you want to do stuff like that, if you want to be around some action but not necessarily be the one in the action, maybe, you know, do that, you know. So moral of the story, guys, pick which job that best suits what you want to do. Don't listen to all these stupid people out there who just talk down to anything. You know, all the people that talk down to, you know, the National Guard and Reserves are stupid. All the people who talk down in the active duty sense of people who aren't infantry, they're stupid. All the people who talk down to the Air Force because their, you know, standards are relaxed or whatever, yes, they're not as up to the higher standards than the Marines and Army, but that's stupid too because they have different requirements. So don't listen to all these people. Don't listen to all these haters that are like, oh, I'm better than you because I picked this job. That's stupid. You could have just as easily picked that same job as that other person. So don't listen to them. I just side note, that's just something that really ticks me off whenever people think they're better than another person because of the job that they signed up for that is really no more difficult than what they're doing. So that's it for this video. Those are my thoughts on which branch you should actually join: Navy, Marines, Air Force, Army, you know, even National Guard and Army Reserve. Pick the one that best suits your needs and don't listen to anybody who tells you this is better, that is better, this is better. Pick which one's best for you guys. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did like it, that would be awesome. Comment any questions you have down below. I will answer them whenever I get back from my training. And if you want to check out some more videos in the future, hit that subscribe button. I am going to do my best to upload videos every Tuesday and Friday morning at 11 a.m. until I get back. And then after I get back, I will try to upload them at least every day, if not every other day. So that's what you guys have to look forward to if you are interested in subscribing to this channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.